Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. As you can see by the title and by the thumbnail, today we're going to be breaking down some film on Marvin Harrison Jr. If you guys do not know, I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, so this right here is like a small form of torture, having to go back and relive what I just witnessed on a Sunday. But, man, the very first play, now, you always hear me talk about, when I talk about receivers, right, these are the things that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at, for one, can you consistently win man-to-man matchups whenever we get them? That's one of the things. And for two, can you make the catches, the unidealistic catches, the overthrows, the underthrows, the difficult balls, the balls that are unidealistically thrown? Can you adapt to the situation to make those catches? So those are things that I look at. So he does two of those things right here on just one play. So he's matched up with Kool-Aid McKinstry, which is a pretty good cover corner, probably one of our better cover corners. And he plays this as good as you can play it. He gets physical with him at the line of scrimmage. He's trying to funnel him towards the sideline, using the sideline as his teammate. That's his help, just pushing him out of bounds. Marvin Harrison Jr. honestly just does a good job at being able to resist it in terms of him trying to funnel him to the sideline, and he using his hands to be able to try to knock Kool-Aid McKinstry hands off. And you always hear me talk about when I say hand fighting, I think that a lot of times whenever you're battling for position, when you're a receiver in a corner and you're hand fighting, whoever wins that battle more times than not, it's like that momentum. Whoever wins, the momentum carries over, and whoever loses, the momentum kind of slows him down. And it looked like that kind of was the case right here. He just started kind of slowly starting to stack him, but by him working towards against that out of bounds, it was only so much that he can do. Now, this was a phenomenal throw from Kyler Murray, man. Clean pocket. He was able to, get his shoulder square, put aim at the target and be able to throw and follow through because we wasn't able to get any pressure up front. And then Marvin Harrison just does a good job at being able to get his head back around, track the ball. Not only did he make the catch, for one, making the catch is hard enough, but he was also able to get both feet in bounds to secure the catch. Now, these are the plays right here when we talk about elite. For me, when we talk about elite receivers, those number one receivers, these are the plays that I have to see you be able to make consistently before I can just give you that title. So right here at the top of the screen, you got Marvin Harrison matched up in a one-on-one situation. Once again, like I said, man, one of the things I look at is, can you win those one-on-one matchups whenever they present themselves? So right here, you have one of my favorite situations is red zone. And like if you watch my videos, you always hear me talk about gotta have the situations which are typically third downs, which are typically fourth downs. But when you get down to the red zone, to me, every down is a gotta have it down, regardless of his first, second, third, or fourth, because it's hard enough to get to the red zone as it is. So whenever you do get down there, you want to be able to capitalize on it. And the easiest way to score in the red zone is just simply running the ball. But if you can scheme up good play calls, then you have opportunities throwing the ball as well. Now, granted, throwing down in the red zone, a lot of times it creates an ugly picture, meaning that is a lot of defenders normally kind of grouped up in one space just because it's so tight, compact, and there's not really a lot of room to work. So that's why the play calling has to kind of be a little bit, I wouldn't say out of the box, but it has to be pretty creative to try to create situations that lead to opportunities passing the ball. So if you look around the NFL, you see that a lot of teams run condensed formations, meaning that everything is tight together. And this play is a prime example why a lot of teams like to run those, especially down in the red zone. So you see right here, you got Marvin Harrison matched up on the top of the screen. We're going to take another look at that. So notice the Cardinals receiver, I think that's number 14, how when he goes out into his route, he gets in front of the corner that was guarding Marvin Harrison. So you see right there. So it's almost like it creates a natural pick route. So you can either do it like that, or sometimes whenever you're running that mesh concept and running those crossing routes, you can get the corners to end up bumping into each other, or one of them trying to run to avoid the other, that he goes over the top. Now it creates kind of an opportunity there. But right here, the Cardinals receiver just does a good job at getting in front of the Saints corner and allowing Marvin Harrison to run free for a touchdown. So right here, man, this was one of them gotta have it situations. I know it's a first down. I get that, but I'm just saying when a play goes like this, man, you have to capitalize on these, man. If Kyler Murray makes this throw, this is potentially a house call. So I know going back and watching film, man, he just going to be kind of kicking himself like, man, we missed on opportunity right here. So you got Marvin Harrison matched up, which looks like to be one-on-one coverage, which I don't know. It looks like a zone, honestly. It looks like, because I'm looking at the DBs, the defenders, and a lot of them their eyes are to the quarterback on Kyler Murray. So it looks like, honestly, it was a zone. And it looks like you see a two high look. So you got two high safeties, and he pretty much attacked attack. Well, they attack the vulnerabilities of it, which is the middle of the field, the open field. They send him on the post route. The safeties kind of bite on it, and he's able to get over the top of them. But Kyler Murray just misses this throw, man. So like I say, it all goes down into the art of illusion. So you always hear me talk about, if you watch my videos and whenever I'm breaking down receivers, I always talk about the art of selling. So you look at correlated to boxing. So you think that look at a boxer with their jab and how they utilize feints with the jab, with the straight right or whatever case may be, to try to set the guys up. So they try to lure you in with those feints, and then they come with the actual shot. But you're so focused on the feints that you never see the other shots coming. So it's similar to that with route running. You know, you want to try to use the feint is your sails. So if I'm gonna run a post, just like how Marvin Harrison does right here. So look at how he sails at the top. So he shows that he's gonna threaten. So he, for one, threatens the cushion, closing the distance on him in a safety. And as soon as he's closing the distance, he gives him a fake. So he fakes towards the outside. He kind of leans his body as if he's gonna be going outside. So the safety kind of jumps over jumps outside to try to stay over the top of it and prevent it. And when he does that, Marvin Harrison just bounces that thing back to the inside. And man, right here, that was a house call potentially, man. If Kyler Murray makes this throw, man, that's probably 90-some yard touchdown. All right, so right here, man, we got a gotta have a situation, man. We got a 3rd and 11. Obviously, you need a first down in order to move the sticks, or you just need to kind of get yourself out the end zone to try to make the punt a little bit easier. But right here, they was able to get the first down. So you got Marvin Harrison matched up once again on the outside. And what did I say once again? To be considered an elite #1 receiver, you have to be able to win in man coverage, and we've seen him been able to do that just like right here. So you always hear me talk about when I'm talking to my younger receivers, I always talk about that whenever you're making your moves, you want to make sure that you're not stationary when you're making those moves. You want to be able to close the distance between you and the corner, and that's how you get him to buy on whatever move it is that you're trying to do. So right here, you see obviously Harrison is running a slant. And when you look at when his release from the line of scrimmage, it's like with his release, he kind of was going left. You know what I mean? He kind of was stemming as if he was going to be kind of probably running some towards the outside. So once he kind of got the corner leaning outside, he just put his foot in the ground and bounced that thing back in, and was able to make the catch, and was able to not only make the catch, but was able to get the first down. And now this was some strong, hard yards right here, man. You know, sometimes you have to be able to, adapt to whatever the situation may call. So sometimes you might have to use your finesse to be able to make guys miss. And sometimes, like I always say, man, you got to be able to just bite down on that mouthpiece, lower that pad level, and be able to get those hard extra yards. And that's what he does right here. Does a good job of protecting the football. Obviously, you see you got that looks like, was that I think that was Justin Reed. You see Justin Reed. Obviously, Justin Reed is a guy who's coming downhill to try with bad intentions. And if you look at him, he puts the helmet right there on the football. If you look at it right here, boom, he kind of puts the shoulder barrel right there on the football. But like I said, once again, Marvin Harrison did a good job at lowering his shoulders to be able to secure the ball to where the defense didn't have opportunity to be able to rip that thing out. But I like what I saw from Marvin Harrison Jr., man. I look forward to seeing his development over the course of the year. And they said that he actually picked up 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason, which was crazy because I could tell looking at him. I was like, man, this dude looks like he's on a whole nother level physically. And then the play also matched as well. But, man, with that being said, man, if you guys did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, man, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure that you got that notification bell turned on. That way you be notified every single time I upload. And I'll see y'all in the next video.